How to Make a Mess in Your Own Backyard, starring me, Frankie.
If you owned a pet shop, tell me, what would you do?
So, you want to know what happens? Well,
Pony years are only 1 month long. Watch for your pony's birthday in a month.
Hey, just the person I need to help me decorate my room.
I go into solitude so as to not drink out of everybody's cistern. When I'm among the many, I live as the many do, and I do not think I really think. After a time, it always seems as if they want to banish myself from myself and rob me of my soul. Friedrich Nietzsche, the hermit of Sils-Maria. All over YouTube, I see videos of, I replace social media with this, and I replace social media with that. And I think it is very hilarious because can we really get away from social media? Probably not. But today, I just want to say hello and welcome. My name is Alex, and I am known for being the one who lives under a rock. You know, none of my family ever hears from me. No one ever gets a text from me. I also will go months on end, sometimes years, without using social media. And so this is going to be a video. I replace social media with this, but I do want to just put that giant asterisk out there. I don't really use social media, but I guess the real question is how I go about doing this thing of not using social media, and the real reason is why I don't use social media. Social media is addictive. It is 100% a dopamine feeding you addiction, and so for that reason I try to stay away from it. It's a drug. But the reality of it is that I've probably spent 80% of my entire childhood online. I am at, Yahoo, make MySpace pages, DeviantArt, scroll Vine for hours. For hours and hours. Facebook came out for hours and hours and hours and hours of my days. I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember when Facebook used to have games on it? They weren't real. They were numbers-based games, but hours were spent there. And so what do I do about this? I'm saying I quit. I hate all of this social media awfulness. Honestly, I didn't need to go back to social media until I was like a freshman at university, and I was literally assigned, hey, you need to be on social media. You need to make a Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok account, or not TikTok, Twitter account for this class. And so this broke the seal of the modern day social media. But truth be told, all of Musical.ly happened without me. And so is this an I replace social media with this success video? Not really, because I'm an old soul. So after spending years online, you get over it. Not to mention, my childhood was digital. And so, what do I want to spend my time with now? The non-digital. I want to touch grass. But that's a hard one. And you know why? Social media is addictive. And so, how have I recently broken this? You know, after being assigned to go back online in college, how did I break it? The habit once more. But yeah, sorry for like the giant preamble, but I think it is important to know who I am as a person. And so, is this a successful story of someone who doesn't use social media? Yes. That might be how we are gonna say it. But I have dipped my toes once more again into the social medias recently, and I gotta say, it's more addictive now than ever before. Back when things were just on Facebook and like scrolling Facebook and MySpace was like the grossest memes and like cringecore, if you will. There were not videos multiplied by 10 trillion because they're only 6 to 60 seconds long. No, videos were like 10 minutes or 5 minutes or 1 minute. Rarely. Anyways, so yes, hello, my name is Alex, and welcome to my channel. I'm a philosopher. Here we talk about philosophy and such. And so, one of my biggest goals in life is to write a book. When I was young, there was the 27 Club, the lighter in the pocket, the dying when you're 27 and being a flippin' rock star, right? And so Adore Delano actually has this fantastic song about how Club 27 should not be a thing and something children can adore, right? And so when I was 26, I had this realization. I was gonna turn 27, but more importantly, Friedrich Nietzsche, my favorite all-time philosopher since I was literally a preteen, he wrote his first book and published it when he was 27. And so this was the 27 Club that I wanted to belong to, okay? And so here I am today, roughly a year and a half later, 27 and a half. And what do I have to show for it? Do I have a book, is the question. And the answer is yes, I do have a book. Is it finished? I don't think it's finished, but it's nearly finished. It's 16,000 words. And I know for some books that might not sound like a lot, but for a philosophy book written in an aphoristic-like style, it's a lot. 200 words can sometimes take me an hour to write. Sometimes 15 words can take me an hour to write. But, yeah. I really, really, really wanted to write a book. I have words in my head I want to get out on paper, and I think it is a book's length. I'm a philosopher, right? And so, what do I do? What do I do if I want to write an entire book? Well, first of all, realize that my time is kind of spent doing a bunch of bullshit, right? And not like, you know, like cleaning the bathroom or doing dishes, like living household chores bullshit. No, I mean scrolling social media as just escapism of reality. And so I realized I need to live under a rock sometimes. I need to live in solitude. I need a fortress of solitude, like Superman, right? And the funniest part about writing the outline for this video is I remembered that that's exactly what Nietzsche does. Nietzsche loves solitude. Every single one of Nietzsche's books, and there's like 12, I think, every single one of Nietzsche's books are written in complete and utter solitude. And so I think that there's a huge thing about hanging out with your friends, being lively out there. I don't know what the words are. It's not me, right? I think there's a lot of awesomeness about that. I'm actually going to go hang out with my parents tomorrow, and I'm super thrilled about it. There's a huge importance of community. But there's also a huge importance in talking to yourself and spending time with yourself. And so that's what I did. When I was not exactly about to turn 27, when I was maybe just after turning 26, I realized I have a phone with Google Docs on it. And so what if every time I open my phone, because I want to scroll social media, I open Google Docs instead, right? And so, like, the first month, and I know it very well, it was July. It was this warm summer's day. I opened Google Docs, and I was like, what the fridge am I gonna write? How do you just start a book, right? And so I realized every single one of Nietzsche's books, not every single one, okay, 80% of Nietzsche's books are written in an aphoristic-like style, to which means that there's chapters, but there'll be like 500 chapters, ranging from 15 words to 200 words to a little mini short essay. And so that's what I did. That's what I decided sounds like the most perfect way to write, as tweets. Honestly. And so you could even say it like that, rather than writing tweets or, sharing stories with words on them. I just kind of wrote it on a paper, on Google Docs, into the ether, but just for myself. There's this classic bit in B99, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where Amy makes a book for Gina, right? And she's like, Gina, I remember you once saying that you wanted, when you were dead, that someone should make all of your tweets into a book. And so I've done that for you. And so it's kind of exactly like that, only if it's, I don't know, I don't want to liken myself too much to Friedrich Nietzsche, but it's kind of like if Friedrich Nietzsche had a Twitter account and wrote his philosophies there. But I just don't see that happening, because you need to think about it for a while. You need to read it on paper or digital paper, not as a tweet when you're scrolling so quickly, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I know that there's a lot of very motivational artists and creators out there that say a lot of good stuff, but that is literally besides the point. All I'm saying is, instead of being on social media, I wrote things down on paper. And after a year of writing, I realized that a lot of it is poetical, lyrical. It's not poetry, by all means, but it's not tweets, okay? It's not something that you tweet. I'm definitely going on a tangent here. But overall, my biggest problem with social media is one very, very important thing, and that is, I'm a productive person. I will swear this tooth and nail. I am a productive person. And yet, I will sit on the couch for like 2 hours scrolling social media. And is that very productive? I think we are easily capable of telling ourselves that it is productive, because not only am I writing a philosophy book, I actually have started recently writing a fiction book, a storybook, a novel, sci-fi, whatever. And so I have been doing some sort of research on Instagram because it'll show me many, many, many things about sci-fi, about animals, about different things that I would love to incorporate as like true life details. And I get so many advertisements about like freaking, instead of scrolling social media, you should do micro learning. And I'm like, I guess this is what that is. It's like micro learning. And honestly, I do sort of have a brain where I can absorb the information, right? But think about it like this. If your brain is a sponge that eventually gets wrung out into a fishbowl for your long-term memory, and the sponge is your short-term memory, scrolling social media for 2 hours, even if it's science videos, even if it's like productive, like how to write writing videos, whatever your hobby is, you can only soak up this sponge so much before wringing it out into the fishbowl, your long-term memory. And so, can we call this being productive? Not really. No. And so I made a goal. That I want to write a book by the time I'm 27. Maybe it won't be published, maybe it won't be finished, but it'll be freaking started. And when I say started, I mean like many, many words into it, not like just an outline, right? And so here I am, 27 and a half. 16,000 words that actually could be published as a very short, small book. I think we could get it longer before we do that, but I don't know. I think it's wrapping up, if you ask me. I don't know. Anyways, but the only way that I was able to do this is by finding a solution to the problem of where is all of my time going? I get out of work. I used to be on the bus all the time. I'm not anymore. I don't leave my house. But like I'm freaking stirring a pot of noodles for an hour. Like, where does it go? And yes, I've said in the past on this channel, and if you don't know me, you will know now, I love television. But nowadays, after writing for so long, I've found that television isn't really enough inspiration, and I don't go outside enough, or I don't talk to enough people enough, and I kind of do need more inspiration for my book. And so I've been going online on the social medias, and what do? But I open it automatically, autopilotly, and I've become addicted. Once again, quite easily, once again. Is this because my book is getting more and more into it and I'm getting more afraid? Maybe. Or is it that social media is just so GD addictive because it'll show you the cutest little animals, or like the beautifulest things, or like videos that'll just make you want to freaking cry? It could be any of those things. Or the tricking yourself into being productive videos. And you're like, man, I am really learning right now. I am going to go at my hobbies and goals with a new direction and new knowledge. But honestly, aside from all of the emotionality that the dopamine brings us, I think that there is a stress that all of the productivity and learning and hobbyist videos that also bring us. Just yesterday, I had this realization that all of the sewing channels I've watched on YouTube are convinced every single person owns a serger. And is a serger necessary? Do you even know what a serger is? Probably not, because it's not freaking necessary to be a hobbyist sewer, and yet everyone makes these assumptions that people have all of this equipment, or, break out all of these new ideas, and you think to yourself, well, how am I supposed to even start my project before I know every single detail. And then we go on these rampages of research and we buy all of this equipment. And before you know it, we're completely overwhelmed by anything we actually want to do because we've stacked all of this stuff into a fishbowl that can't even hold it. It's all in the sponge and it's gone. The motivation's gone. The knowledge is gone. It's literally daunting at that point. And so the hobby is gone. And so what do? We just keep scrolling. We just keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling. And no, fuck that. So by choosing a solution like Google Docs, I was able to basically switch muscle memory over slightly. Instead of like getting a tiny little notebook and doing the whole like I replaced my whole phone with this teeny composition book. No, that's daunting. No, instead of completely trying to rewire my brain after being taught to be online since I was literally like 2, I said, why not Google Docs, right? And I think the funniest part to me is I've probably written all 16,000 words of my book on my phone. I don't even want to check how long my fiction book is. I think it's like 4,000 or 5,000 because fiction, literally, you just use more words, okay? That's just how it is. I've written all 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 of those words on my phone. Is my carpal tunnel loving it? No, my carpal tunnel hates it. But I'm not scrolling social media. No, I'm like squatting down on my kitchen floor while my soup's cooking, writing on my phone. That would be so much more daunting if I had to go grab a notebook or always wear pants with pockets in them. So the biggest reason why I wanted to make this video is because my sister said that my entire, like social experiment, basically, you could call it, has inspired her into not using social media as much and to do more creative things. And I think that that is just freaking beautiful. That is one of my biggest philosophies, in that you have autonomy and you need to be authentic in using your autonomy. And if we do not use our autonomy, and we're just giving our soul away to capitalism. Is really what it comes down to, for me personally. Because that's who's sucking it all away. That's who's taking our life, our time, our attention. We literally live in an attention economy, and we never give ourselves our own attention. We never put our attention on ourselves. And not like a cute like little spa day thing, like external body stuff. No, I mean our literal brains, our minds, our creativities. I actively practice just having my own time be mine. Having this attention economy actually have some fluctuidity. Because if we just give our attention to all of the big bad boys, then they're gonna say, we finally rule the world. It's absolutely no problem. It's freaking replacing every single creative job with a robot because no one wants to do anything. No. But you and I both know that that's not true. People are doing stuff. Artists are literally flourishing. They make stuff all the time. But I think in a real way it is for social media. And I think that that is a whole nother conversation. I think that what that has to do with this conversation is that maybe we should respect artists for not filming every single thing and kind of celebrate the isolation. For me personally, I love to, completely isolate myself and make like a whole thing, and then come back at it. And it's like, surprise, check it out. Here's this whole thing. And yeah, I get it. You want to know the behind the scenes, the how we do stuff, the artists, whatever that may be. I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to say that we really should celebrate isolation and not necessarily assume everything is loneliness, or that, if we put ourselves in that position that we will be lonely or bored, or, oh no, all of the thoughts that were in my mind that I don't want to feel and hear are now suddenly rushing towards me. Maybe we let them rush towards us. And then once they pass, they're passed. Like, literally, that's all. And that's coming from someone who's dealt with a lot of stress, a lot of suffering, okay? Things pass. Boredom is okay. For me personally, I think writing is kind of like a diary. And so while writing may not be your art and you want to get off social media and do stuff on your phone still, I don't know, just write stuff down. Honestly, like, after trying to have a therapist for a month, BS, I gave up. I don't know if I told you guys that. It was way more than a month. After having a therapist for like 6 months, I realized the only thing you ever need to do is just talk to yourself, talk out loud. That guy was not helpful. Literally, he would just not shut up. And I'm over here like, I need to talk about me. Hello? He also undermined a lot of everything, but whatever. Now it's a whole nother conversation. Okay, I'm totally rambling on here, and I wanted to make this a different sort of video, because the story of Nietzsche going up to the mountains and being in solitude is a really beautiful story, and it's like, honestly, it could be a movie. There's romance, there's heartache, there's war. Like, it's a good story. Maybe, like, if you're all the way at the end of this video, please comment right now. Would you guys want, like, a story time about Nietzsche? Because I'd love to. You guys know he's my favorite. Anyways, so, end of story. My book's almost finished. And it's only because I just swore off social media. I said, nope, you're not gonna take me away from myself anymore. You are not going to rob me of my soul, as Nietzsche beautifully said. I am going to take my time into my own hands. Quite literally, because I do everything with my hands. Yeah, I rediscovered my time. And my sister helped me realize that I influenced her to do the same thing. And so I wanted to share that with you. Rediscover that your time is precious. We only actually have so much. So, that classic, do you want your tombstone to say has played the most video games, or has scrolled the most social media, has liked the most amount of posts, or has commented first on the most amount of posts? Like, I don't know. For me, I want my tombstone to say, here lies Alex, super duper awesome philosopher. Anyways, Nietzsche has this really beautiful mental exercise called the eternal recurrence. And so to not think about it so doomingly of like what the frick's gonna be on my tombstone if I do this all day, every day, the eternal recurrence is this. If you were to live the exact same life infinitely, would you be happy with how you've made your decisions? Would you say, thank goodness I can go back and change the things I want to change? I'm sorry to tell you, but that's not in the rules of the eternal recurrence. No, you actually have to do every single thing. You are only living the same exact life infinitely. And so if you were to sit in your mind and watch you make your own decisions, would you be happy with the decisions you're making? This is a mental exercise that I like to practice constantly because regret is something pretty much against my religion. And so I want every decision to be authentic, right? And so if I'm going to open my phone without even thinking about it, I'm at least going to open an app that I choose with thinking about it. You know, open writing app, not freaking the soul-sucking app. But as I said, I've begun sort of running out of inspiration for my book, and then I went onto social media and quickly gained a lot more because it inspired a whole lot of fuel on how much I freaking hate humanity. Anyways, it's a very optimistic book. I can't wait for you guys to read it. It's not about the world ending at all, but I still have to now practice on a very constant daily way to do what I want to do, you know? So yeah, I want all of my decisions to be my own. That's all. I don't want social media to rule my life, just like I wouldn't want drugs to rule my life. It's the same thing because, just like I said before, social media has just gotten more and more and more addictive. So I can't wait to see what the future brings. If we don't put time into our literal own hands, I don't know. I think this singularity that everyone is worried about in robots and AI, you know, all becoming one and exceeding humanity, I think we forget about worrying about humanity all becoming one giant thing. Very similar to in the Idiocracy, where basically everyone's the same person. Or just like in the Fairly Odd Parents episode where we go to the gray world when Dad's in charge, everyone is the exact same person. Most literally in that instance, actually. So, Timmy, if you're out there wearing your pink hat, make sure no one sees you, because they're going to want to turn you into a gray blob. Such a beautiful analogy. Ugh, don't be a gray blob. Wear the pink hat. Let's do this. I'm just kidding. I don't know what energy this video is going to have in the end. But with that is about it for me. Freaking stop letting social media eat you and live your life. Hey, so live it up. Oh my gosh. Okay, so video's officially over. I have to say this one thing. My freaking the remix of 2009, I listened to it last week by DJ Earworm. I listened to it last week and it's officially offline. So, I'm really worried that my sending it to my sister somehow told the FBI to take it down? Jesus, I don't know. But it was very upsetting. Luckily, someone else already ripped it and re-uploaded it years ago, but I definitely have since screen recorded it and saved it on my hard drive. So for any of you guys ever worried about nostalgia and the things, you know, disappearing from the universe because 1984 is a real thing and we can just rewrite history all day long, it's nice to have things offline. So, has Google ever crashed on me and the world has ever gone to literal hell to where Google Drive doesn't work anymore? No, but have I saved my books on my hard drive just in case? Yeah. Yes, I have. Like I said, the video is officially over. I just had to share that, especially after creating like a nostalgia montage for the introduction. It's insane to think that things would just be gone. Yeah, not too dissimilar how things are going extinct. So that's super fun. Really excited to see what the future holds. In writing a futuristic sci-fi novel, honestly basing it off just slightly further in the future and realizing how different everything will be, I think has been one of the largest philosophical exercises I've ever done in my entire life. Because not only am I trying not to, as hard as I possibly can, write a story about a world that I would want to live in. No. Writing a story about the world in which our current universe is trajected to go. Namely in the worst of ways. And assuming no one stops where we're heading. So, if that's the kind of book you want to read, I promise it's optimistic, I swear. No, definitely, my storybook will definitely not be super optimistic. But my philosophy book, I think, will be. Honestly, it's got like a weirdly positive overtone. I'm a positive person. I'm always like, let's look on the brighter side of things. Life is suffering. Everybody dies. How can we smile about everything right now? Just like Nietzsche always says, if we didn't have comedy, everybody would be dead. Shit sucks way too much to not at least try to laugh it off. Okay? So, in that, I will leave you with just try to get offline sometimes. It's really funny to think like the perfect outro would be like get offline, you know, go touch some grass right now. But literally Scott Kramer, the YouTuber, has shown the data in his old outro being basically that exact same thing, get offline, touch grass, blah blah blah, hurt him in the algorithm, and he actually can't say it anymore. Because if you watch my video or his video and then go off YouTube is gonna say, oh no, this creator doesn't get us more attention, it gets us less attention. So with that, I'm gonna say, hey, go watch more of my YouTube videos to show your support. Otherwise, I don't know, touch grass. The algorithm sucks. It really sucks how that is literally how creators make their money nowadays. By freaking what robots say is good. What humans tell robots say is good. And that is money, 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 please. Gross, right? Gross. Can't wait to live in the future, Star Trek future, where money doesn't even exist and we're all just like a socialistic family. That'd be great. But that's not gonna happen in my book, at least. So, yeah. Like I said, it's been a wonderful philosophical exercise, trying to just think of what will the future be like? And so, yeah. I'm really excited to hear all of your thoughts on this topic. If you try to get offline social media, please let me know what you do. Like, do you play solitaire on your phone? Do you do Sudoku? Like, do you have a bit of clay you keep in your pocket? I literally can't think of anything besides writing or Sudoku and solitaire. So yeah. Oh, books also exist. You can read, obviously. Anyways, I'm literally rambling on at this point, and my AC is not on. So with that, I will bid you adieu, and I cannot wait to hear all of your thoughts on this, and I hope you have a super duper beautiful rest of your day, and I hope to catch you on the flip side. Alright, à tout à l'heure, bye!
Guys, Annie's Booze wanted her own show, and I said yes! Hey.
Because no one attacks like the big cats.
The former child star, now 27 years old, was charged with criminal possession of marijuana.
What do I think about it? I think it's wonderful.
Hey, sex? Yeah. I haven't had it in years.
No. Hear that? Did you hear that?
Yes. Where is it coming from?
Robots to behave and look like people.
This is the two-seam laser.
They are fleeing from fighting between Ugandan rebels and the Congolese army in Kamango.
A guy that big can snap a woman's neck like a pencil stick. So I fucking ran up behind him with a hatchet. Smash! Smash!
We're pushing ourselves into a new danger zone. At the same time, obesity is at a record high.
Is Miley really turning to the green stuff?
Here we go.
So from all of us to all of you,
Happy October 19th!